Today at CES 2023, we came across a Chromebook that we weren't expecting to see, and that just kind of tends to happen at this show. There's just stuff hiding around sometimes that we didn't know was going to be here. And so at ASUS's booth and at MediaTek's booth both are two new Chromebooks that are very affordable and actually kind of interesting with MediaTek processors inside. Let's check them out. So the main device we want to talk about today, there's a clamshell and a flippable version of this new Chromebook. It's a CM14, so the ASUS Chromebook CM14. And the most interesting thing about it is the fact that it's got a MediaTek Companion 520, inside of it. And these are the chips that MediaTek just announced not too long ago to basically take the place of the original chips that were found in devices like the Chromebook Duet. So we're talking, it's their entry-level stuff here. So this isn't, pushing the barriers of computing or anything like that, but you're going to get wild battery life. I mean, we're talking like 14, 15, 16 hours out of these things. Then you pair them up with like 8 gigs of RAM, and they've got some pretty decent performance to them. Now, granted, there's not a whole lot we could test on these things here today, and these devices just kind of came out of nowhere, but they're absolutely meant for the lower end price segment, and we don't have firm pricing on them yet. Hopefully we'll get that soon. But for right now, what we're hearing is probably in the $300 range, somewhere in there. So maybe sub 300, but maybe a little bit over 300. What I can tell you is for that price, just like we talked about with the Lenovo Chromebook that we saw here at CES, that's really interesting. Things become really interesting when you start to get an MSRP of $300 and a device that's actually usable. In MediaTek's booth, they actually had us hooked up to a television. I was playing GeForce Now, playing Fortnite with all the stuff turned up here, and then running Discord down on the bottom screen on the Chromebook itself, live streaming, video chatting at the same time. And to do that on a $300 laptop of any sort is kind of remarkable. And to know that it's going to do that for 12, 13, 14 hours of use doing that is pretty wild. And so we need to test a lot of stuff with this Chromebook, and there's nothing really spectacular about this particular Chromebook from ASUS. It does have a stowed USI stylus, which is really awesome at this price point. I mean, it's kind of crazy actually. It's convertible, but it's wildly thin. It's all plastic, but it's good plastic. It's that nice firm plastic. And this is a couple Chromebooks in a row now we're seeing from ASUS that have this nice firm build, even though they're plastic. And if the price comes in like they're saying it's going to, it's a full HD screen. I want to say it looks like it's probably 250, 300 nit, so it's not wildly bright, but it's a good looking panel. It feels good when it's converted because it's so thin. There's no fans here. And the performance looks like it's going to be pretty good. Again, we have to test all of this stuff out, but it's really compelling to see at CES now we've got a handful of Chromebooks cropping up in that lower price category that are really compelling. And I think that feels like it's going to be a trend as we move into 2023, where we start seeing more Chromebooks that have more cool features that you used to see in the mid to high end coming down into those low end prices. And that's just a great thing for the Chromebook ecosystem as a whole. But guys, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification icon as well if you want to be alerted when we make future videos like this one and more from CES 2023. Till next time, we'll see you.